Hello there, gentle people. I hope you all are doing well. I know the lighting is a little bit off because I normally use natural light when it's nice and sunny out. But one, it is late in the year and it just is very cloudy and dark outside. And then when I did turn off the lamp I have here, you can really see the crystals. But anyway, yeah, a whole bunch of crystals because I am going to do this little video on some of the different crystals that I have and their various meanings and uses and all that good stuff. So I have loved crystals for a long time. I mean, even from I was a kid and I didn't even have a concept of what crystals were. I used to love stones and any pretty rocks and always used to save them. So when I did discover crystals, that was like down the rabbit hole, right? So I'm just going to go through the different ones, and if I forget some, just bear with me. I made this pendant. I actually did the wire wrapping. This one here is rose quartz. So these two are rose quartz. And basically, if you notice, this one is kind of rough and this one is smooth, and this is called a tumbled stone. So what they do is pretty much put this rough stone into a machine called a tumbler, and it spins with sand and other stones for a long time and it gets it smooth like this. So it just depends on the type that you like. I like both of them, so it doesn't really matter. So this is rose quartz, and the Egyptians actually believed that it could prevent wrinkles and slow aging, and a lot of cosmetics now have started to include rose quartz in their ingredients. So rose quartz is good for mummies. Rose quartz has to do with love, so sometimes pregnant women put rose quartz on their bellies. You can put it close to your bed to restore any kind of trust and harmony. It's a good sleep crystal. It's very calming and comforting, and it is in line with the heart chakra, and it basically infuses your heart with healing and rejuvenating energy. So again, that's the rose quartz. And these right here, 1 2 3, these are all the same. These are amethyst. So again, you have the raw crystal and then you have the tumbled crystal. So amethyst, a lot of people are familiar with because it has this purple hue. And amethyst, historically, it helps people who have issues with sobriety, right, and drunkenness, and overindulgence, right, aka me and sugar. So amethyst is good for protection. And in Hebrews, there's it's called Amalach, and basically it was the ninth stone in the breastplate of the high priest. And Egyptians, I think it's called Hemaj, and they refer to it in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And what they basically did was make heart-shaped pendants out of it, and these were used for burial. So amethyst is basically a stone of protection. It's supposed to calm the mind, and it helps to heighten meditation, you know, get your third eye going. So it's good for your crown chakra, and it helps with your intuitive ability, creativity, and it helps with focus, right? This one here is tiger's eye, and the tiger's eye helps to release any kind of fear and anxiety. It helps you to take action and make good decisions. This is good for base chakras, right? So like the first three, the root chakra, the base chakra, it's used for good luck, for prosperity, good fortune, all that good stuff. Roman soldiers actually carried tiger's eye in their, I don't know, their clothes or whatever, and they basically used it to deflect weapons and, you know, help them to be brave, because it's a good stone for protection as well, and it helps to provide clarity. It also inspires creativity, and it stimulates wealth. So if you know, you want, you can keep like a smaller, if you have a smaller piece, you can keep it in your wallet. So that is the tiger's eye. And a lot of these, you know, let me just pause for a second here. A lot of these, most of them I actually got in Tallahassee when I was in law school. There are two shops that I used to buy crystals from, and you know, one of them was this cool little, you know, new age spot, and another one was like this crystal store, this huge crystal store in this mall in Tallahassee, like just this random mall with this huge crystal store that had amazing crystals. So The thing with them is you have to make sure that you're getting them from a reputable place, because a lot of it will be some made in China glass stuff. So make sure you're particular about where you get your crystals from. This one is orange citrine, and citrine is good for prosperity. It helps to activate your solar plexus, and it helps you to be decisive about, you know, what you're bringing into your life. It helps you to think clearly. This one is good for anxiety as well, and it absorbs negative energy. Citrine is one of the only two types of crystals that never need to be cleaned, because they basically just like zap out negative energy, and they're also good for cleansing your other crystals. So the only other kind of crystal that doesn't need to be clean is this one here, which is kyanite, and I'll talk about that one in a little bit. Well, actually, no, let me go to it now. So the kyanite is a very high vibration stone. It has healing energy. It helps to align your chakras, and it's good to help you transition to meditation, into a meditative state. I actually usually have this particular one out when I'm reading tarot, when I'm reading my tarot cards, because, you know, this one is good for meditation, and I always meditate before I start reading tarot. So like the citrine, it does not retain or accumulate any negative energy. Is actually used in making porcelain. So if you're a ceramicist, right, if you make things out of porcelain with clay, a lot of times they include kyanite in there as well. It's also used in making brake shoes, if you believe it. So it is for loyalty, fair treatment. It helps with self-expression and speaking your truth, and it cleanses other crystals. So again, this is citrine. This is citrine here too. So this is orange citrine. I have some citrine here and here, and they're the only two types of crystals that do not need cleansing. All right, and this one here is galena. It's actually one of the primary ores in lead, and the Egyptians, if you know, you think of what the hieroglyphics used to look like with the Egyptians with like the dark eyeliner, the kohl under their eyes, this is what they used to make it. So they used to grind it up and, you know, mix it with whatever liquid, and they would put it under their eyes like eyeliner. And what it does is, or what it did, you know, back in those days, was help to, you know, prevent the glare of the sun, kind of like football players, right? So it helped to prevent the glare from the sun, and it also helped to protect them from disease. It's a very grounding stone. It helps to remove emotional blocks, and it brings stability and security. It also enhances the power of the other stones that it is around, and it is a good one for accessing spiritual wisdom. So this one here is called galena. And you know, these crystals are so much prettier in real life. This bogus light I have here doesn't really do it justice. This one is black moonstone. I know it doesn't look black, it looks more gray than anything else. It helps to stimulate creativity, and it's also a very grounding stone, right? So this one is a good grounding stone. This one here too, which we'll talk about in a little bit, hematite, is good for grounding. I kept one of these on me a lot when I was in law school, especially like I was on a trial team, and you know, I had to do a lot of competitions and trials and stuff, so I usually had a piece of hematite with me. So the black moonstone, again, it helps to stimulate creativity. It's good for grounding and protection, and it helps you to get in touch with the divine feminine. So it is also good for psychic protection. And if you have your cell phone on you a lot, it is good to help to kind of block some of those radio frequency stuff. So you know, you can keep it, if you keep your cell phone in your pocket, this is a good one to have in your pocket as well. This one here is serpentine, and it, if you know about Kundalini yoga, if you don't, look it up. It aids in the Kundalini awakening. It's good for protection. It, you know, repels bad energy and helps to attract positive energy. And it is particularly good if it is combined with a yellow crystal, so you know, something like the citrine. So that is serpentine. And where is it? This one here is blue calcite. So this one here helps to soothe frayed nerves. It helps to activate your intuition, and it also helps with memory and learning. So this is a good stone for students, and it helps with your throat chakra. So that is good for communication and it helps to clear out old energy patterns and increase personal motivation and drive. So again, this one here, blue calcite, is a good one for students. And let me see, what else do I have here? Oh wait, I have dragonstone, which is this one. It has like these little brownish burgundy-ish orange flecks in there. The dragonstone helps to promote patience. It's a good grounding stone, right? And basically what that means is, you know, if you're one of those people that kind of, you know, tends to, you know, have anxiety, or, you know, you might be described as flighty, highly sensitive, this is a good grounding stone. It helps to dissolve sadness, pity, and grief. You know, if you know somebody going through some stuff, maybe they just lost somebody, this is a good stone to give them. And this one also helps with to awaken kundalini energy as well, and it helps to bring order to chaos. It's very calming and very nurturing. You'll also see it referred to as wild septarian, right? And these were actually formed some 50 to 70 million years ago in the earth, and they're good for meditation, health, and overall well-being. All right, so that is dragonstone. All right, let me get to a controversial one. This one here is opalite. Here's the deal with opalite. A lot of people do not, well, it's not classified as a crystal per se, because it is a man-made stone, and what it is opalized glass. Is the natural one is found in Brazil and Africa, but it's super rare. And it's opalized volcanic ash, the ones that come from, you know, Brazil and Africa. So the deal with the opalite is that it's supposed to help with communication and intuition. The natural one, I know it's a man-made stone, but I love it because it's pretty. So, you know, because I dig it, it has good energy. So, you know, this is a controversial stone, but I still dig it a lot anyway. All right, and let me see, we have, oh, this one, this is peacock ore, and it's hard to see, but when the light hits it, oh my goodness, it is so pretty. It has like purpley gray bluey type stuff, and it's a stone that encourages happiness. It's also referred to as boronite, so it's good for removing negativity, for any kind of rebirthing, you know, so if you're going through a transition. And it's also good for realigning your chakras. It helps to deal with stress, and it helps you to identify new opportunities, right? And oh, Larimar. Larimar, I absolutely love. Larimar is only found in one place in the world, which is the Dominican Republic, and Larimar is good for communication. It is tied to your throat chakra, and as well as the goddess, the divine feminine. It soothes and heals emotions, and it helps to relieve stress. The deal with Larimar is this: it was discovered by this man called Miguel Mendez in 1974, and his daughter's name was Larissa, right? So in Spanish, mar is sea. So he basically took Larry from his daughter's name, the Lari, and mar, which is sea, and basically called it Larimar. So the natural scientific name, well, is blue pectolite, because Larimar is actually a trademark name, but you know, this is what most people usually know it as. So it helps to clear deep-seated pain, resentment, fear, and attachments. And again, it's only found in the Dominican Republic, and I have it here as well. This is another, you know, if you don't have raw crystals like this, another good way is to kind of wear jewelry that has crystals in there. So when I need to talk a lot, you know, I'll wear this ring, and you know, it helps a lot, you know, when I was teaching, and when, you know, I was practicing at the point where I had to like go to court a lot and stuff. So pretty much I just did the wire wrapping and made this ring. I've had this one for a super long time. So this is Larimar as well. It's not as bright and pretty as this one, I think, because the wire has been rubbing on it. I need to do a cleansing on this one, but anyway, that is Larimar. Another one, this is one of the first crystals I kind of got acclimated to, and this one is hematite. Hematite is a good grounding and balancing stone. It is good for protection, especially for women who need courage. It helps to heighten self-confidence, power, and self-esteem. It also helps with pain relief as well. So, you know, if you have some body part that's hurting, you literally just plop this little bad boy piece of hematite right on it. It helps with logical thinking. Remember I told you, like, this is one of the first ones I got when I was in law school, which is all logical left brain thinking. So it helps with that. It helps with memory and deep thinking, right? This is a stone that's good for people who are, you know, into mathematics and the technical fields and, you know, technology and stuff. So, you know, if you're a coder, if you know, do it way more than I do, if that's your job or something, this is a good stone. You can just, you know, keep it by your desk, on your computer, next to your computer. This one here is Bloodstone, and Bloodstone is, it has a couple different names. It's called Heliotrope Jasper. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as Sunstone and Christstone, and it helps with vitality, strength, passion, and courage. It's a protective, nurturing stone. It helps with good health, healing, good fortune, and it helps to increase mental clarity. This one is also a good one to put by your bed because it helps to stimulate dreaming and it helps to heighten your intuition. So this is a good one for competitors as well. So if you're an athlete, because it helps with endurance in physical activities. So, you know, don't go run track like you see in Bolt with the stone in your pocket or whatever, but you know, maybe you can hold it in your hand when you visualize yourself, you know, running around the track and all that good stuff. So that's a good one for athletes. And this one here, these two, this is Sodalite, right? It's pretty blue, and again, sorry for the bogus lighting, there's so much prettier than they look on the camera. So this is Sodalite, and it aids in a deeper spiritual understanding. It's good for people who have to do a lot of public speaking, just like the Larimar. So it's also good for teachers and students and writers, because what it does is help you to understand deeply philosophical stuff. It helps to stimulate latent creative ability as well as develop your intuition. This is a good one for stimulating your third eye as well. It helps with idealism and self-discipline, and it helps you, it enhances your ability to live a more authentic life. So I think that is, wait, am I missing anything? Okay, wait, Lepidolite, this one right here, I think I have another piece, or was it the same piece I had made a ring out of? Lepidolite helps you to preserve your space in crowds. So if you're empathic and highly sensitive like I am, and you know, when you're around a lot of people, like, you just kind of tend to suck up their energy if you don't create any energetic boundaries, this one is a good one for that. It helps you to preserve like your personal space in crowds. It detoxifies emotions, and it helps to create, you know, like I said, energetic boundaries. It's good to kind of keep you calm and in a space of acceptance and trust. It helps to open up your heart, that heart chakra, that emotional center, and it's a good one for anxiety as well. This these two little pieces, like, these are like these little geodes, right? My son, when he was in the 3rd grade, he found these on the playground, and I don't know what they are. They kind of look like, you know, a quartz and a smoky crystal, but I just thought they were so pretty. And you know, kind of like the opalite, this one, you know, it came from my son. You know, he came home with it in the 3rd grade, and you know, there's a lot of love around it, so I keep these. And these two right here, I'm not too sure what these are. I've totally forgotten, so if you know, you know, peep me to it, because I cannot remember for diddly squat. And I'm going to show you a couple other forms of crystals. So these earrings, I got these earrings back in September when I did this artist program at the Omega Center in upstate New York, which was amazing. So these are Kyanite, which is this basically. So these, I like to wear these when, you know, I'm going to go in some deep hardcore meditation. So this and this is the same thing. This is Kyanite, and again, this is one of the ones that does not need cleansing, this and the Citrine, right? So you can get earrings. These here, this pendant and this ring, you have no idea how old these are. When I was going to school in England at Oxford, I used to take the train on the weekends and straight to London, the Oxford Express, and there's a market in London called the Portobello Road Flea Market, and I got these there. And it's rose quartz, and it's crazy because at the time I didn't even really have an understanding of how the crystals work, but you know, I was just drawn to these particular pieces. So they're old. It's been a long time since I've been in school, and you know, when I bought these in London, so I love these. And you know, ring and pendant, rose quartz, love and healing and all that good stuff. And I have, oops, dropping stuff. This is amethyst right here. This one I can't remember what this one is, but you know, this is another way that you can keep your crystals close to you. And let me see, oh, this one here, this is like a turquoise pendant, and it has all the colored stones related to the different chakras, right? Base, sacral, going all the way up to your crown. So there are little pieces of crystals, you know, if you look closely on turquoise. Turquoise is one of those that you shouldn't run in water because it kind of will break up the turquoise. I have another rose quartz pendant here. So that's the rose quartz, this and that, if you want to kind of help open up that heart chakra. And I have these turquoise earrings that actually go with this bracelet. I don't know what crystal this is. I have no idea. So if you know, please feel free to drop it in the comments. But these earrings go with this particular bracelet, and this is from Turkey. And oh, let me pick up the thing I dropped. This is one of my malas. I have one here. This doesn't have a crystal or a stone on there, but I have this one, and it has the turquoise and these two, which I have no idea what these ones are. But my mala is basically, you know, what I wear on my hand is for meditation. So that's another good way. If you're meditating, you can kind of keep some crystals close by in a mala. And let me tell you a story about this, right? I bought a bunch of these rings at this shop in Ottawa in Canada. So it was like one of those crystal new age shops, right? And when I picked them up, they felt kind of weird, but I was like, you know what, I like them, they're cool, they're not too expensive. So I bought maybe like 5 or 6 of them. When I get back to the house, right, because the floor of the house was like concrete, and it dropped, like one of them dropped and it shattered, and like it happened pretty much with a whole bunch of them. This is the only one I have left. So I went back to the shop, me and my son, and I was like, rude girl. I mean, well, I never said it exactly like this. I was very nice about it. I was like, yo, rude girl, why my things keep breaking? As soon as them drop, them just shatter. You know what that heifer said to me? She was like, oh, maybe it's your energy that's breaking the rings. I was like, listen to me, bitch, which bitch. My aura is about to catch hands with your aura, because ain't not a damn thing wrong with my aura. You just sold me some glass shit from China. Excuse the French. So that's why I say you have to be like super careful about where you get the stones and the crystals from, because the way when the rings dropped, they shattered like glass. And I was just like, you know what, this is probably just some made in China junk that they're trying to pawn off as crystals. So you know, watch out for the, you know, those bitch witch people about my aura. Anyway, whatever. So that is the deal with crystals. I'm not a crystal expert by any means, but I really do love them, and these are the ones I love the most. And if you do use crystals for any sort of divination, let me show you what you would do, right? You get a bunch of them, like pick out very, you know, specific ones. Come on, little guys. And you know, you ask your question or whatever, and you drop them, and the ones that are closer to you, right, are supposed to, you know, represent basically, you know, what is at the forefront of your brain. And if any of them kind of fell out, you just kind of don't pay attention to those. And you know, if these are like on the edge, then basically, you know, there are things that are coming up, but they, you know, they haven't showed up as yet. But anyway, that's a whole other video, gentle people. But if you notice, this is soft, so if you're going to throw your crystals on anything, make sure it's a soft space that's not going to mash them up or break them up. So let me bring all my homies back here. I actually went to the beach this past Saturday. Yeah, no, I should have been at work, but you